Many of us believe that the world is full of good people. We have faith in others, thinking that everyone wants the best for us and for themselves. But sometimes life has a way of surprising us. We cross paths with people who don't always have our best interest at heart. These people can be manipulative, cruel, and toxic. They come in many forms: friends, family members, co-workers, or even strangers, and they often mask their true intentions. Recognizing when someone is not good for you is crucial. At times, these demon individuals can sneak into your life without you noticing, and before you know it, they've caused damage to your mental health, happiness, and peace of mind. It's important to be aware of the signs that indicate you're dealing with a demon in person. These signs can be hard to spot, especially when the behavior is subtle, but if you can persist and watch this video to the end, you will discover all their tactics and how to protect yourself before it's too late. So give this video a thumbs up, grab your coffee, and listen carefully to this life wisdom teachings. I want you to say this to yourself: my peace is worth fighting for. Sign 1. Demon people use your vulnerabilities against you. These set of people are not just manipulative, they are also deeply calculating. They often try to gain your trust by learning your weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Once they know what makes you feel insecure or what challenges you, they use that information against you. This could be a past failure, a fear, or something personal you've shared with them in confidence. For example, someone might remind you of your past mistakes to make you feel inadequate, saying things like, "I don't know why you're complaining. You were never good at this in the first place." Or, "Everyone knows you've always struggled with this." They may bring up past trauma or insecurities to make you feel small, belittling you in front of others to control the narrative. By using your vulnerabilities against you, toxic people aim to lower your self-esteem and make you feel powerless. This not only hurts emotionally, but also puts you in a constant state of doubt about yourself. You begin to question whether you're good enough, whether your feelings matter, or whether you can trust your own judgment. The key to protecting yourself from this is recognizing when someone is using your past against you. While it's important to be open and vulnerable in relationships, it's equally important to be mindful of who you share your personal information with. If someone uses your vulnerabilities as a tool for manipulation or to hurt you, it's a clear sign that they are not a positive influence in your life. Learn to set boundaries and be cautious about who you trust with your personal struggles. Sign 2. They are never happy for your success. Toxic people often have a deep sense of envy, and one of the ways this manifests is through their inability to celebrate your successes. Instead of sharing in your joy, they might minimize your achievements or act indifferent. When something good happens to you, whether it's a promotion, a personal accomplishment, or a happy event, they seem unable to genuinely be happy for you. For example, a toxic co-worker might roll their eyes when you share news of your promotion, or a friend might make backhanded comments like, "I guess that's nice for you, but don't get too full of yourself." Instead of lifting you up, they try to tear you down or make you feel like your success doesn't matter. This behavior is driven by jealousy and insecurity. Rather than being happy for others, toxic people focus on their own feelings of inadequacy. They may even try to one-up you, saying things like, "Well, I did that last year," or "That's great, but I'm working on something better." The truth is, they feel threatened by your success and want to diminish it so they don't feel inferior. Recognizing this behavior is important because it shows that this person does not have your best interests at heart. They may pretend to be happy for you, but their actions reveal the truth. It's essential to surround yourself with people who genuinely want to see you succeed and who celebrate your victories alongside you. If someone constantly tries to undermine your achievements, It's a clear sign that they are toxic and should be distanced from your life. 3. They use flattery as a manipulation tool. Flattery is often used as a manipulation tactic by toxic individuals to gain control or influence others. These people may shower you with excessive compliments or praise, but it's important to recognize that this behavior often serves a hidden agenda. Rather than being genuine, their compliments are aimed at making you feel indebted or obligated to them in return for their approval. For example, a co-worker might praise your work to the point of over-exaggeration, saying things like, "You are the best employee we've ever had," only to later ask for favors or manipulate you into doing something outside your job description. A toxic person might also use flattery to make you feel special and unique, only to later take advantage of that emotional attachment. This form of manipulation plays on human psychology, the desire for validation and recognition. By making you feel valued, the toxic individual creates a sense of obligation, leading you to comply with their demands. Over time, this can lead to a toxic dynamic where the individual manipulates your actions through false praise, causing you to feel obligated to them in ways that benefit their own interests. It's crucial to recognize when flattery is being used to manipulate. Genuine compliments are one thing, but if the praise is excessive or makes you feel uncomfortable, it's worth questioning the motives behind the flattery. Building awareness of this tactic can help you resist being manipulated and maintain control over your own decisions. 4. They are self-centered. Toxic people are often extremely self-centered. They are so focused on their own needs and desires that they don't consider how their actions affect others. They might dominate conversations, making everything about themselves, or they might only reach out when they need something, showing little concern for your feelings or needs. For example, a friend might call you only when they need emotional support, but when you're going through a tough time, they're nowhere to be found. A partner might expect you to drop everything to take care of them, but never consider your own needs or priorities. These individuals are usually quick to talk about their achievements, problems or desires, but they rarely ask about yours. Being around self-centered people can be exhausting because it feels like you're always giving and never receiving. Over time, this one-sided dynamic can drain your energy, leaving you feeling used and unappreciated. They expect your time, attention, and resources, but they rarely offer the same in return. To protect yourself, it's important to recognize when you're in a relationship that is completely one-sided. Healthy relationships are based on mutual respect, empathy, and balance. If you find yourself always giving and never receiving, it's a sign that you might be dealing with a self-centered person. Setting boundaries and ensuring that your needs are met is crucial in these situations. 5. They exploit your kindness. Toxic people often take advantage of those who are kind, generous, and compassionate. If you're the type of person who is always ready to help, listen, or support others, these individuals may see it as an opportunity to exploit you. They take advantage of your good nature, knowing that you will always be there for them, even when they don't deserve it. For example, a person might constantly ask for favors, borrowing money or asking you to do things for them, but they never reciprocate or show gratitude. They might say, "You're the only one I can rely on." But when you need help, they disappear or make excuses. They take advantage of your willingness to help, knowing that you won't say no. Exploitation can take many forms: emotional, financial, or even physical. These people will use your kindness to manipulate you into doing things that benefit them without ever considering what's best for you. Over time, this can make you feel drained, used, and unappreciated. To protect yourself from exploitation, it's important to set clear boundaries. While it's wonderful to help others, you should never feel obligated to put yourself in a position where you're being taken advantage of. Recognize the signs of exploitation early and learn to say no when someone is asking for too much. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, not one-sided generosity. 6. They isolate you from others. One of the most damaging tactics used by toxic people is isolating their victims from their support network. They want to make you feel alone and dependent on them so they can have more control over your emotions and decisions. This isolation may start subtly. They may suggest that you spend more time with them, criticizing your other relationships or making you feel guilty for spending time with others. For example, a partner may say, "You're always hanging out with your friends, but I'm here alone." Or a friend might complain, "You never make time for me anymore." Over time, these comments can make you feel like you should be spending all your time with them, and guilt may push you to distance yourself from family or other friends. Toxic people know that if they can isolate you, they can control you. They will often speak badly about others in your life, calling your friends or family bad influences or toxic in an effort to make you trust them more and everyone else less. This is a form of emotional manipulation where they make you feel like the only person you can rely on is them. If you find yourself spending less and less time with loved ones and this change is driven by one person's negative influence, it's a red flag. Isolating someone is a clear tactic used by manipulative and toxic people. To protect yourself, stay close to the people who care about you. Maintain your friendships and listen to the advice of those who have your best interests at heart. Toxic people want to cut you off from your support network because it makes it easier for them to control and manipulate you. Don't let them succeed. 7. They keep you in a state of confusion. Evil people often have a way of keeping you in a state of confusion. They may change their behavior constantly, tell lies, or contradict themselves, making it difficult for you to understand what's going on. This is a classic sign of manipulation. They want to keep you unsure about what's real and what isn't, so they can have control over your thoughts and actions. You might notice that when you're around this person you feel confused or second-guess yourself. One moment they are kind and caring, and the next they are cold or critical. They might make promises they don't keep, or tell you one thing and do the opposite. This constant inconsistency creates confusion, leaving you unsure of where you stand. The goal of these individuals is to keep you off balance. If they can keep you confused, they can also keep you dependent on them for clarity and validation. They may also twist facts or play mind games to make you question your own reality. This can be very damaging to your mental health, as it causes you to doubt yourself and feel like you're always in the wrong. To avoid falling into this trap, trust your instincts. If you feel confused or unsure around someone, it's a clear sign that something isn't right. Don't ignore these feelings. Take a step back and evaluate the situation. Seek clarity from other people you trust, and don't let the toxic person control your perception of reality. Recognizing these confusing behaviors early can help you distance yourself before they cause too much harm. 8. They make you doubt your own worth. This is pure truth. Toxic people often try to destroy your sense of self-worth. They may not do this in an obvious way at first, but over time, their behavior can slowly chip away at your confidence. They may make hurtful comments, undermine your achievements, or criticize your appearance, all in an effort to make you feel inadequate. For example, a toxic person might say, "You could be more successful if you just tried harder," or "Why do you always have to be so emotional? Get over it." These kinds of comments are designed to make you feel like you're not good enough, that you're somehow broken or not capable of achieving the things you want in life. One of the worst things about this kind of behavior is that it often starts slowly. At first, it may seem like just a harmless comment or a joke, but when these negative remarks become a pattern, they begin to take a toll on your self-esteem. You start doubting yourself and your abilities, thinking that maybe they're right, and you're not as capable as you once believed. To protect your mental health, it's essential to recognize when someone is trying to make you doubt yourself. Pay attention to the impact their words have on you. If you constantly feel bad about yourself after interacting with someone, that's a clear sign that they may be undermining your self-worth. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and support your growth. And most importantly, work on building your own self-esteem so that you're not affected by the negativity of others. 9. They don't respect your boundaries. Another clear sign you're dealing with a toxic person is when they consistently ignore your boundaries. Everyone has personal boundaries, whether it's emotional, physical, or mental, and it's important that those boundaries are respected. A toxic person, however, will continuously cross these lines, disregarding your needs or comfort for their own gain. For example, a co-worker might frequently call you after hours, ignoring your need for personal time. Or a friend might constantly show up at your home without giving you a heads up, even though you've told them you prefer some space. These people often make excuses for their behavior, saying things like, "I didn't think it would bother you," or "You're overreacting, it's no big deal." The reason they do this is because they don't care about your needs. They only care about their own desires. They may use manipulative tactics, such as making you feel guilty for setting boundaries, or they may try to make you feel like you're unreasonable for wanting your space. Over time, this can cause you to feel overwhelmed, exhausted, or even resentful. To protect yourself, it's crucial to stand firm in your boundaries. If someone continually disrespects your limits, it's a sign that they don't respect you as an individual. It's important to communicate your needs clearly and firmly, and if they continue to ignore your boundaries, it may be necessary to distance yourself from them altogether. You deserve to have your boundaries respected, and no one should make you feel guilty for setting them. 10. They constantly criticize you. Toxic people love to tear others down, often through constant criticism. They may disguise their hurtful comments as constructive feedback or pretend to be helping, but in reality, they are simply finding ways to criticize you for things beyond your control. They might point out your flaws, your mistakes, or even things you can't change about yourself, leaving you feeling inadequate and frustrated. For example, a partner might say, "You know, you'd be so much more attractive if you just lost a few pounds." Or a friend might comment, "You really should be further along in life by now." These comments may seem small at first, but when they become a pattern, they can do real damage to your self-esteem. A toxic person will criticize every little thing about you, whether it's your appearance, your choices, or your achievements. These constant criticisms serve to make you doubt yourself and feel bad about who you are. The more they chip away at your confidence, the easier it becomes for them to control you and manipulate you into doing what they want. They often use criticism as a tool to feel superior and keep you feeling small. To protect yourself from this, it's important to recognize when criticism is being used as a weapon rather than as genuine feedback. If you find yourself in a relationship where you're consistently criticized, it's time to evaluate whether this person has your best interests at heart. Healthy boundaries and self-worth are essential to avoid letting their negative comments affect you. 11. They always play the victim. Another common trait of evil people is their tendency to always play the victim. No matter what happens, they will never take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they will twist the situation and make themselves the victim, leaving you to feel guilty or responsible for their problems. They might say things like, "You never understand how hard my life is," or "Everyone always does this to me, I can't catch a break." These individuals never acknowledge their own mistakes or faults. Instead, they focus solely on their suffering, making everyone around them feel like they are the cause of their pain. This behavior can be exhausting as they continuously shift blame and refuse to take any accountability. By playing the victim, toxic people manipulate others into feeling sorry for them. This tactic helps them avoid responsibility and keep others feeling obligated to help them. It's a form of emotional manipulation that keeps you focused on their struggles rather than your own needs or well-being. If you encounter someone who constantly plays the victim, it's important to recognize it for what it is: manipulation. These people will never take ownership of their actions, and they will continue to drain your energy by making you feel responsible for their problems. Learn to spot this behavior early on, and don't let yourself fall into the trap of feeling guilty or obligated to fix their issues. It's okay to show empathy, but you should not carry the emotional burden of someone else's problems. 12. They try to control your narrative. Toxic individuals often work tirelessly to control the narrative around you, especially when it comes to how others perceive you. They may distort the truth, spread false information, or exaggerate certain details in an effort to shape public opinion. This behavior is often used to isolate you from other people and turn others against you. For instance, a toxic co-worker might spread rumors about you to undermine your reputation in the office, saying things like, "Did you hear? So-and-so is difficult to work with," when that is far from the truth. In personal relationships, this might look like a partner telling friends or family false stories about you to create doubt or distrust, even though you've done nothing wrong. The goal of this behavior is to manipulate how others view you, often for their own personal gain. Whether it's out of jealousy, a desire to maintain control, or simply to undermine your standing, toxic people will do everything they can to paint you in a negative light. To protect yourself, it is important to remain aware of any discrepancies between your actions and what others may be hearing from a toxic individual. If you notice people treating you differently based on false information, it may be worth addressing the situation directly and clearing up any misunderstandings. Setting the record straight and maintaining your integrity is crucial in these situations. 13. They use your emotions against you. Toxic people are often highly skilled at using your emotions to manipulate you. They know exactly what buttons to press to make you feel guilty, sad, or angry. They will twist your words or actions to make you feel like you're the problem, even when you're not. For example, if you try to have an honest conversation about how something they did hurt you, they might turn it around and say something like, "You're always so dramatic," or "You're overreacting, it wasn't that bad." They make you feel like your emotions are invalid, and in doing so, they avoid taking responsibility for their hurtful actions. This kind of emotional manipulation can be incredibly draining, especially if it happens repeatedly. Over time, you may begin to second-guess your own emotions, feeling like you're too sensitive or wrong for being upset. Toxic people thrive on making you feel like your emotions are wrong or unjustified, allowing them to control the narrative and avoid any accountability for their behavior. To protect yourself from emotional manipulation, it's important to recognize when your emotions are being used against you. Trust your feelings and your perception of events. If someone consistently invalidates your emotions or makes you feel guilty for expressing how you feel, it's a clear sign that they are not treating you with the respect you deserve. Stand firm in your emotions and communicate your needs clearly, without allowing them to manipulate or twist the situation. Sign 14. They are always trying to one-up you. Toxic people have a need to constantly one-up others. They can never simply celebrate your achievements or support your successes. Instead, they feel the need to always try to top whatever you've done. For example, if you tell them about something good that happened in your life, they might respond with, "Well, that's nothing. I've done something even better." This behavior shows their insecurity and need to prove they're superior to you. They often do this because they feel threatened by your success, so they try to diminish it to make themselves feel better. This can happen in both personal and professional relationships. In the workplace, a colleague might downplay your promotion or achievements, while in a friendship, a person might make every conversation about themselves and their accomplishments. The best way to deal with someone who always tries to one-up you is to recognize that their behavior comes from a place of insecurity. They feel the need to be the best, and they use others' achievements to boost their own ego. Don't let their behavior make you feel like you're not good enough. Instead, focus on your own successes and surround yourself with people who genuinely support you and celebrate your wins. In life, we all encounter people who either lift us up or bring us down, and recognizing the signs of toxic individuals can make all the difference. It's essential to trust your instincts, protect your peace, and never allow anyone to dim your light. Remember, not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions, and identifying the harmful ones early is key to safeguarding your emotional well-being. If you've ever felt drained or manipulated by someone close to you, or if this video resonated with you, drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Let's start a conversation about how to spot this demon behaviors and protect ourselves from negativity. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more life-changing insights. Comment, "My peace is worth fighting for." Thank you for watching.